Hello friends, welcome back to GreedFall, the dying world. I wanna do one more thing, in fact two things before starting the trial. The first one is to find the so-called witness, and the other one is to visit the emissary's house again and try to open the safe now that I found the key in that camp. But first, let's see if I can find the witness. Apparently, he's in one of these warehouses. I can't enter this one, unfortunately. It's right here somewhere.
We need a key to open this door.
Yeah. Oh, apparently I can enter this side. Oh, but I can't enter here because I need a key. Maybe he's here.
This door is locked.
Oh, there's a guy here. Yeah, found him, I think.
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
Yeah,
You
this
are
is
not
him.
allowed in the
Duarte,
warehouses.
dog worker.
You better leave if you don't want me to call the guard.
We've come to see you because we know you have to testify against us. The head guard told us where to find you.
Yeah? So what? What do you want?
We've come to warn you that we found some pretty incriminating documents about you. They prove beyond doubt that you were paid to lie about us. If you show up at the trial, not only will your testimony not hold water, but you'll also be accused.
Shit. This wasn't supposed to happen. That Alliance woman said it was easy money. I won't testify. I don't want to end up in jail.
If it weren't for this Viper's laws,
Excellent.
we'd be certain to get justice.
Excellent. Fossilized mother of pearl. Whoa. Alright, so the false witness. Let me exit the warehouse. So he is in this warehouse. I think the easiest route is from this fast travel point would be to take this path. And this is the entrance. Alright. So now, let me see if I remember where the emissary's house was. Yeah, I can't select this any longer. So basically I found everything about the case. This is just something that I want to do extra. Because maybe there's some good here. Or some other documents, incriminating documents. Yeah, I think it's this way.
Are you lost? Do you need directions?
Oh, I can't.
Thank you. We're just
Can't
passing
enter
through.
anymore. Oh, I can. I can enter. Alright. I think it's up there. Oh yeah, this is it. Use key. Nice. Alright. Money, a revival potion, a gem, hardwood. This is good for crafting better equipment. That's a two-handed longsword. That's good for my main character, I think. Steel flamberge. And a blue-silver regimental elite armor, a heavy armor. Pretty cool. Okay, let me see if it's better than what I have. It is better than what I have, clearly. Those red numbers are because this isn't upgraded. But goddamn, 1.5 shields ignored. That's amazing. That's pretty good. And the damage is much better. Alright. And I also have a heavy armor. This isn't really better. It's the same. Alright. Alright. It's time to head to the trial. Okay, there's a fast travel point here. Alright.
There you are. Any news? Preparations are underway on my side, but without your help, I'll have trouble defending you.
We found two witnesses who could vouch for us. The ink mistress, who heard the scene though she couldn't see it, and the carpenter who witnessed the whole thing. However, the carpenter warned us that his word would carry little weight.
Yep.
What can the ink mistress report?
That she heard one of the men from the Bridge Alliance insult us before the attack.
So that contradicts the idea that this was an unwarranted attack. But it doesn't justify murder. And this carpenter.
He witnessed the whole thing and can confirm our innocence. But he told us that his testimony wouldn't help us.
I know who you're talking about, and he's not wrong. His past actions mean he's hardly credible. And his support for Alvida could easily be called into question. So if I were you, I'd think twice before putting him on the stand. It would be better to find other evidence, or find the prosecution's infamous witness before going to trial.
We've spoken to the prosecution's witness, who won't be testifying at the trial.
Excellent. I hope you didn't use any underhanded methods that could backfire. But this will give you a much better chance at clearing your names, as the emissary will have nothing to back up her accusations. The whole affair seems suspicious, but the witness's reversal makes me think there's more to it than that.
Absolutely.
Some dark plot whose inner workings we may never understand.
We discovered that the emissary has a hideout outside the city where she carried out business deals. She had documents there proving beyond doubt that she was behind the whole thing.
I suspected as much. But why would she do that?
So that the Knots would have no sympathy for my people. That they would think we are savages, and would have no second thoughts about participating in our destruction.
It's horrifying, and I'm furious at the idea that someone could have tried to manipulate our people in this way. This emissary won't get away with it, I promise.
I don't know anything about your justice system. What will happen during the trial?
Everything takes place in the Admiral's Council Chamber, which you've already visited. The prosecution, represented by the Alliance's emissary, will present their evidence and their witnesses. We'll be able to cross-examine them, of course, and I'll follow your instructions. Then we'll present our own evidence and witnesses, so all you have to do is tell me who to call and what to present. The witnesses and evidence will be cross-examined by the emissary, who will do everything in her power to find weaknesses in them. Finally, the Council will present its decision, which will hopefully be in our favor.
What are the consequences if we lose?
As a rule, we don't sentence foreigners to death. It would be too risky, since we're too dependent on our wealthy clients. But since you're accused of murder, you could end up in jail for a long time, or banished from Yuxantis for life if you're lucky. For Alvida, things are a little different. Although it's rare for a Knot to be sentenced to death for the murder of a foreigner. But if we lose, she'll lose everything. Her rank, her freedom. I hope it doesn't come to that.
We think we're ready for the trial.
I think we have more than enough to clear you. Remember to give me all the documents I'll need to show, as well as the names of the witnesses, and we can go. Don't forget that during the trial, it will be up to you to tell me who to call and what to share.
All right. I still don't think we have enough witnesses. I mean, we do have enough, but I can't call one of them because he's not credible.
Defendants, take your seats. The trial is about to begin. We are gathered here before Admirals Cabral and Barcelos. I shall be representing the inhabitants of this island. Our aim is to clarify the events that took place in front of the Ink Mistress's workshop, which led to the deaths of several of the Bridge Alliance emissaries' escorts. The emissary will represent the prosecution. Is the emissary here and ready to present her arguments?
I am. And I will prove, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that these savages murdered my escort and brought chaos to this island.
The defendants are Captain Alvida and the group of foreigners who are her guests. They are represented by the master of the shipyard.
We are also ready.
Very well. The prosecution has the floor.
Your honors, Noughts, I come here to seek justice for the lives of my men who were murdered on your streets. And I will prove to you that these savages are the killers.
Please explain how your men ended up in this part of town, when they were supposed to be part of your escort.
I'd given them the afternoon off, so I assume they were sightseeing. That's when they were attacked by these islanders and their companions.
Why would they do that?
Because they're savages. Ever since my people first set foot on Tir Fridi, we witnessed nothing but savagery. They constantly reject any form of progress. They kill people, massacre them if need be, and then pass themselves off as victims. They lure far more sophisticated people into their nets and make them pay for their crimes.
Wow.
Which explains why these eminent representatives of other peoples from the continent, as well as Captain Alvida, are here.
This whole speech sounds like an indictment, but you haven't provided any evidence.
This is true. Do you have any evidence or witnesses to call?
I do. I call Longshoreman Duarte to the stand.
Well, where is your witness, emissary?
Oh my god.
I don't have the slightest
It's so
idea.
funny.
You're wasting our time, emissary. Do you have any other witnesses?
I'll call the head guard.
The head guard didn't show up until after the fight.
Don't worry. We can cross-examine him if you wish.
Very well. Can you tell us what you witnessed that day?
We were on patrol in the neighborhood, and a longshoreman came to tell us that some savages had attacked a group of Alliance foreigners. We got there as quickly as we could, but by the time we arrived, the savages were putting away their weapons and the others were lying dead on the ground.
Is there any way they could have just been passing by and had drawn their weapons to assist my men?
No, they were covered in the men's blood, and we saw them finish off the last one as we approached. I'm sorry. I wish we'd gotten there sooner. We could have saved your men.
You did your duty. What could you have possibly done in the face of such savagery? What happened next?
We wanted to arrest them, but the master of the shipyard intervened and reminded us that we could only arrest the captain.
A law that's difficult to swallow when it's obvious that the ones it benefits are the true culprits, and the innocent must shoulder the burden of their crimes.
In the context of this court, you will abstain from criticizing our laws, emissary.
Of course, forgive me. I have no further questions for this witness.
Does the defense wish to question the witness?
Yes.
Ask him if he can confirm who started the attack.
According to your own testimony, you did not witness the attack, yet you arrested the captain.
Well, those men have been killed, and it was obvious that the captain and her friends were responsible for their deaths.
Really? Would the scene you discovered have been different if these people were the victims of a vicious attack and were only defending themselves?
I suppose the scene would have been the same, yes. But the longshoreman?
Since the longshoreman isn't here, what he told you can't be trusted. What was the first thing the defendants said to you when you tried to arrest them?
They were only defending themselves.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Now that the prosecution has presented its evidence and witnesses, it's time for the defense to present its case.
It's our turn now. What would you like us to present first?
Call the witnesses first.
I call the Ink Mistress to the stand. Can you tell us what happened during the attack in front of your workshop?
I was inside my workshop at the time of the attack, and unfortunately, I didn't see the fight.
That's a very useful testimony.
The prosecution will refrain from commenting until the floor is opened. Continue, mistress.
I didn't see anything, but I did hear what happened. I clearly heard someone shouting something before the fighting started.
Can you tell us what was shouted?
Not entirely, but I distinctly heard the words savage and traitor.
It was the native who was shouting as he threw himself at my men.
No, I didn't recognize the voice. It wasn't any of the defendants. It was a different voice. What's more, I'd like to add that the defendants were thoughtful, not the savages they've been made out to be.
Thank you, Mistress.
Yep.
It seems clear that the attack was preceded by insults that were proffered by the emissary's men. This contradicts her version of the events.
I don't believe a word of it.
Madam, we have tolerated your repeated interruptions, despite our requests to respect the protocol. But we will not tolerate you questioning the word of an eminent figure on our island. Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
No, I have no questions for the venerable mistress.
Would you like to call Silvio the carpenter to testify?
No.
No. This man's word means nothing to me or this court.
All right.
I don't know this island well enough, so I'll take Alvida's advice. We'd better not call him to the stand.
Although his testimony is the most complete, I agree with you.
Does the defense have any other witnesses to call?
Oh, so I
was
should have
thinking
called
of
him.
calling Alvida to the stand. You were all witnesses, but her word carries more weight here than yours. What do you think?
If I let Alvida testify, maybe... yeah, sure. Maybe I'll get...
Call Alvida. She can testify for us all.
I'm more than willing to answer your questions, and those of this snake.
I call the defendant, Captain Alvida, to the stand. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what happened that day in
yeah,
your
maybe
own
my
words?
affinity with the...
My name is Captain
notes will
Alvida.
increase.
I had just received my new ink when it happened.
Can you remind the court of what you did to earn this new rank?
I sailed from the coast of Tynea to Yaxantis in a fisherman's skiff.
A true feat. Please continue.
We barely set foot outside the ink mistress's shop when a group of Alliance men approached. One of them shouted at us that we were savages and traitors to our people, and that they were going to show us our true place. Then they attacked us. Fortunately, we were able to defeat them. It was only then that the head guard arrived. He wanted to arrest everyone, and you stopped him. So, I was the only one who was taken to jail, since my friends here were my guests.
Thank you, Captain. I have no further questions.
Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
Of course. Captain, are you sure your savage friend here didn't attack my men before you had time to see it? You wouldn't be the first person to trust in these animals and be betrayed by them.
I'm absolutely certain that the events took place just as I described them. And please don't compare my friend to an animal.
Then how do you explain that a Naut longshoreman alerted the head guard and pointed you out as the attackers?
The only explanation is that he was lying.
And who's to say you're not the one who's lying? Your hands are red with the blood of my men.
Emissary, please control yourself. If you show disrespect to the witness again, we will put an end to this trial immediately.
Please, forgive me. I have no further questions.
Master, we have no further
Reputation
witnesses.
+1.
We shall now proceed to show our evidence.
We
And
would
a
now
coup
like
de
to present
grace.
some evidence that has come to light in the course of our investigation.
Evidence? Evidence of what?
Emissary, the defense has the floor. Please allow the master of the shipyard to present his case.
I have here a document signed by this very emissary, which mentions an agreement with a certain Duarte, who works as a longshoreman. The document states that this man is to alert the head guard that an attack is taking place against the Alliance's men. It also states that he will have to testify before this court and specifically identify the natives from Tir Fredi as being behind the attack. The reward for this service is a very substantial sum of money.
It must be a forgery. A forgery created by the defendants to escape a fair punishment.
As our master librarian is a handwriting specialist, I suggest that he examine this contract and give us his expert opinion on the matter.
I will look into this during the deliberations. Have you found any other evidence?
Yes.
We would like to present this report, which was found in a hideout, where this very emissary was participating in suspicious activities.
How dare you? What kind of scandalous accusation is that?
Explain yourself, master of the shipyard. It is highly unusual to describe the person representing the prosecution in this manner.
How else can I describe the activities that required the emissary to travel to an obscure cabin in the inland territory? Not to mention the fact that this report describes these activities in great detail.
Lies, lies, and more lies. An outrageous forgery.
Let the defense continue.
The emissary and her men were obviously making deals with some of our more law-averse knots to smuggle contraband.
For shame. Master, I'm counting on you to give us these documents so that we can find the culprits.
Yes.
Yeah,
We won't
this
let
is
a
the
few bad
culprit.
apples spoil the guild's reputation.
And just
you're the
how
culprit.
did you find this obviously forged report?
You may ask your questions when the defense has finished. Carry on, master of the shipyard.
In addition to the highly instructive explanations of their smuggling activities, these documents also include a very important element that is of interest in these proceedings. The attack is clearly planned out in detail. The head guard was to be alerted as soon as it took place. If the Alliance men were able to kill the natives, the captain and her companions, then the testimony of the longshoreman and the head guard was to have cleared them of any suspicion. If not, well, we've all seen how the rest of the plan was to play out.
Nonsense! This is unacceptable.
Why would the emissary have planned such a dire scheme that would surely put the lives of her men at risk?
The report is very clear on this point. The aim was to decidedly tarnish the natives' reputation in our eyes. Some are starting to raise their voices here against what's happening in Tir Fredi, especially concerning the deportation of the natives. If we all thought the natives were savages and beasts, we'd have fewer scruples about dealing with them. Wouldn't we?
That's exactly what they are.
That's
Animals.
enough, ma'am. How dare you?
We will study this report carefully. And if it proves to be true, you'll be the one to answer for it.
Master, do you have any further evidence to submit?
No, we have nothing further to present to the court.
Yay.
We have nothing more to add.
The defense has presented all of its evidence and will now defer to the council's judgment.
In that case, we will now take leave to deliberate.
Can't I plead my case?
If you were hoping to make a case for your ideas, you should know that's not how things work around here. The witnesses and the evidence are presented, and anyone can examine and refute them, but the final decision is the council's. We'll return once a unanimous decision has been made. The council has come to a decision, and I'll let Admiral Cabral announce the verdict.
Given the evidence that was presented, we have come to the conclusion that the defendants are innocent.
This is a travesty.
Silence. We don't have enough evidence to prove your responsibility in this tragic affair. However, we shall keep a close eye on you from now on, so you'll have a Nort escort with you at all times. I advise you to finish your business here quickly and return to Tynea as soon as possible. And don't even think about troubling our exonerated guests again.
The council has ruled, and the court is adjourned.
You're free, and may do as you please until you're ready to board your ship, Captain. Despite the trial, I've had the shipyard working on it, and it'll be ready to sail with the tide tomorrow.
Captain, I know what you think of me, what everyone thinks of me. But could I have a word with you?
What is it?
I hear you're looking for your mother's logbook. I know where it is.
Is that so? How could you possibly know that?
I'll tell you when the time comes, but not here. Meet me at the tavern when you're done.
I don't trust you, Silvio, but I'll come. It would be wrong not to hear you out at least once.
Oof. Nice. Now, I feel sorry that I didn't let the carpenter testify.
My daughter's strange companions. I suppose I owe you an apology.
Oh.
If I hadn't been involved with that emissary, you wouldn't have had to prove your innocence in this mess. Take time to rest and celebrate the end of this sordid affair. Now, unless you have any questions.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Well done. You've managed to get out of this scrape brilliantly. I hold this emissary and her vision of the world in the highest contempt. I'm glad you were able to put her in her place.
Thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
I still think the emissary got away pretty easy. She should have been forbidden from coming back ever again. Let's see what the carpenter has to say. I thought that his story was a bit weird from the beginning.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for getting me out of there. I'm sorry that even here, you've once again been victim to the Alliance's evil schemes. But I'll get you home. I swore I would do it, and I shall. Tomorrow, we'll have a ship. And even if I can't take you to Tier 4D straight away, it's a first step.
Yep.
Why do we not leave now? You say you want to take us home, but in the next breath, you tell us we have to wait.
Because this kind of expedition is incredibly expensive. Sailing to Tier 4D takes months and costs a fortune. You're going to need a protector. A patron. But don't look at me. I don't have a coin to my name. My family does, though.
I know someone who wants to go home, too.
Not in the least. I'm very happy to be here with you. You're far less dangerous than my uncle.
We can choose our destination once we're aboard the ship. In the meantime, we can take a break at the tavern, or go for a walk. Anything you like. As long as there are no bars on the windows.
Wait. I'm sorry.
Oh, Sophia.
I overheard your conversation. I'd like to accompany you. Even if I have to wait, I'd like to go to Tier 4D with you.
There are enough of your people on our island already.
And you can surely find another ship. The Alliance regularly funds crossings to Hikmet.
That's true. I could probably find backing for a map-making mission, but I'd have to make compromises I'm not willing to make with people I despise. Please, let me prove that not all of my people are manipulators and forces of destruction.
She did warn us and helped us with the framing, and having an ally in the Alliance could be useful.
The best I can do is to offer to let you come aboard my ship. Whether or not you can be a part of our group is a decision that's for the others to make.
Nice. Alright, so wait for Albeda's new ship to be ready. You could use this time to explore Yuxante, such as rest. Have 24 hours. I think I will go to the tavern. I am right here. Alright, so that means its tavern is here. Alright, where's the carpenter? Arvida, Till, Innkeeper, Sabia, Sibyl. Can't see the carpenter here. He said he'd be here.
Welcome to the Fishing Mermaid. What'll it be?
You mentioned the works that are interfering with your deliveries. What are they repairing there?
Oh, the wall around Overseas House was starting to crumble and it looked bad. Since that's where the continent's most eminent people stay, well, it had to be fixed. It makes our island look bad, you know? But still, even if it had to be done, I wish they'd have done it at another time. Not when I had to deliver food to a guest. Would you like anything else? I have a delicious cider right now.
Don't need anything.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Come back soon. We're open at all hours.
Come on. Sabia, Sibyl. Nope. It's not here. That's weird.
So, what? Thank you for coming.
Oh.
Silvio was just going to tell me where he thinks I might find my mother's logbook.
Tomorrow, you'll be given a ship. Your mother's ship, to be precise.
But I thought it was lost in the storm.
Lost? No. But it did suffer tremendous damage. It's been recovered and repaired. As you know, I was the shipwright working on her ship. Before her accident, your mother asked me to build her a cache. A cache in her cabin. Just big enough to hold a logbook. If her logbook still exists, it must be there.
What do you know of Alvida's mother's fate?
Unfortunately, everyone knows what happened and who is responsible.
I have always worked my hardest on all the ships I was assigned to, and I would never have let your mother, for whom I had great respect, go to sea on a dangerous ship. I don't know what happened. There weren't many survivors, and I never had the chance to talk to them. According to the official report, the weakened ship was unable to weather the storm, and for that reason it ran aground not far from the island, resulting in the death of the captain and some of her crew. But I know that's impossible.
Yeah. I knew that something was fishy.
Didn't you lose your position because of what happened to the Constancia?
Indeed. Admiral Barcelos found me guilty of what had happened to the captain. I think he even suspects me of having done it on purpose. But since there was no real evidence against me, they just banned me from working on ships.
Why did you come to find Alvida now? Why didn't you tell her about this earlier?
The trial undoubtedly roused his remorse.
It has nothing to do with the trial. Even if I would have liked to have had a louder voice to help save you from this masquerade. If I've come now, it's because you are going to take possession of the Constancia. You, on your mother's ship. It's too good an opportunity to miss. For I know that the captain's logbook will prove my innocence.
Thank you for answering our questions.
I still don't trust you, Silvio. But I'll check the cabin on the Constantia once we're on board.
I sincerely hope that the logbook is still there. Because then everyone will see that I was falsely accused. I'll go back to my workshop now. Thank you for listening.
That's interesting. All right.
You wanted to speak to me?
Yes. I owe you an apology. And my thanks. I killed your friend back on the island.
Yes, you did.
And I'm responsible for capturing you. I don't expect you to forgive me. I was following orders and trying to protect my men. And as a result, not only did I hurt some good people, but now they're all dead. I lost everything. I'm nothing now. I know it's no excuse for what I did to you, and that my present situation won't bring you any comfort. But know that I'll do everything I can to repay my debt to you.
The man you killed on that island was not only our friend, he was our master. You are the reason we were uprooted from our land. And Sheda died too. I do not know why Alvida decided to save you. I would have let you die.
I understand. I too would have let the man who killed my master die.
Is the remorse you feel strong enough to compel you to reveal everything you know about the man who attacked us?
Yes. He's not just responsible for the deaths of your friends, but of my men as well. His name is Kernaz, and I owe him nothing.
Interesting.
Your hands are stained with the blood of our people. But you have also lost much. I accept your apology.
You won't regret it.
Don't think Nilan would like that.
How did you find yourself in Kurnaz's troops?
In the simplest manner you can imagine. I was assigned to the Green-Blue Regiment a few years back, and I was placed under his command when he was still just an officer. We fought side by side. He took notice. When he was made general, he assigned me to his personal guard.
Why were you on Tir Fradi? Did Kurnaz send you there?
When Kurnaz recruited me, he appreciated the fact I challenged his strategies. We became rather close. But as time passed, he took to liking my questions less and less. And my ideas even less than that. So he started assigning me to missions that took me farther away from him, including the mission to Tir Fradi. He needed island test subjects for his scientists. He didn't tell me anything else. And I did as I was ordered. Even though I regret it today, I obeyed.
What can you tell me about the Coin Guard?
It's a guild of mercenaries. It was created after the War of Independence of the Free Cities. Many people had fought and didn't know how to do much else. So they went and joined this guild, and they started to sell their services to other nations. And from generation to generation, men and women kept on joining up. Our reputation is our pride, and we are employed by both sides of conflicts between warring countries. It's common to confront other members of the guild on the battlefield. Brother killing sister, and vice versa in the name of foreign nations. We are pawns on the chessboard, but without us, battles and victories wouldn't be possible.
How did you end up in that cavern on the Esquiara?
When you escaped, Kurnaz was notified immediately. We knew that a great many islanders were fleeing. Rarely from prisons, but from the noble houses they'd been sold to. He wanted to find you to make an example. And he had you followed by scouts. He kept the troops back, ready to strike when he'd find you. He was elated to discover that your little group had joined a community of islanders. As soon as the troops were ready, he gave the order to attack. And you know the rest.
What a bust.
What can you tell me about the Coin Guard?
Many people had fought, so they went and from Arab, it's common, bro. We are.
I must be off.
I understand. See you later.
This guy has an interesting story. Alright, Nilan has something to tell me.
I miss Sheda so much. Sometimes something happens to us, and I go to tell her about it before realizing that she'll never be able to listen to me again. It's like a stab to the heart. Every time.
Smeuns de doflanem. Ade hedam.
Olej siu. Abalden tani. A kan ta beit endon olej hamsteram. Kwan smeuin den is diernen bocht. Maraduer samel kom. Kwan sient nadach deis. Tausit magreda chaljedu. Ta sheda. Es mes quies. Boko vednik se. Oleg aru lambda nadach toame. Em abald samel sa. De denjasem ovunag. Ak anedargnet. En aglede mar en sa gauda. Regt ma hanemam. Ose samel ma hirem, Fravins. Ato? Smeons dent eduven?
Kagwen I dachtam. Nasie en doleg vregu for smeuni winta bertas. Hagen olej hamsteras jam rendem komolej.
Es samel knedam jamren. To ame, da he krechtom sam. Minund ni da holeg.
Yay.
What do you think about this island? It is quite different than ours, but it also stands apart from the continent.
Yes, I feel better here. And the people who inhabit the oil protected from foreigners. Of course, it is much smaller than Tir Fradi, and it lacks her marvel, but I no longer feel that sickened spirit. The voice is different, with a brutal rudeness, while chanting a melodious song.
Interesting.
Had wel des en boet contraian i'r neis luchtos for satir.
Na. Od vel du en bodonea oilio tokladunten eis hennesem. Sog. Na dagom a gojednem em fleuden det hadgom frangi. Es an tu saudi. Samele toise medi koreina ui. Agan hamsteram sam. Es an targo kassin. Foret es slont em fodekt und raneis luftos. Ag an kenaidunta doigi essa. Oila samelni. Jo es kwelste vin valiem. De hedoneia jakarent. Echter gwelshit virda hadregau.
What do you think about this continent they've brought us to?
Brought? Deported or thrown would be more correct. I don't know what to tell you. It's such a strange place. Everything is huge and ominous, other than nature, which seems to be in constant suffering. The rivers are stale, the hills are bare, and the soil is poor. Here there is no healing song from the one of 1,000 faces. There is just an atrocious and deafening lament that echoes my own anger.
I'm not going to romance.
See you later.
All right. Ludwig.
Good grief, this whole affair is messed up. My companions must be waiting for me in the Dutan Empire. No offense intended, but I really hadn't planned to join you for so long.
If I've understood correctly, you're from the land they call Dutan.
That's right. The Holy Dutan Empire. I suppose you'd like me to tell you more about it. It could be a beautiful place to live. It's vast, full of beautiful forests and rich lands. That's most likely because it's soaked in the blood of the poor souls who were sacrificed to the folly of the powerful. For my country has always been at war. Or at least it has been for so long that no person alive knows the meaning of the word peace. We're at war with the Alliance, of course, as the Dutan Empire follows the path of the enlightened. But we are also at war with ourselves. Ever since a new holy man challenged the organization of all things spiritual as imposed by Ptolemy, the nobles and princes have taken sides, following whoever best serves their interests, of course. And as usual, the people are those who pay the price. Not only are they sent to the slaughter against the Alliance troops, they must also shed blood at home by killing their brethren in the service of the local noblemen and their loyalties of the day. A beautiful country indeed.
How long have you known Alvida?
It's been some time now. I've had dealings with Nauts on several occasions in the hope of using their ships. Those who agree to traffic contraband are few and far between, and they are unreliable. They're even more unscrupulous than I am. Alvida isn't one of them. She's not like that, and she let me know the moment we met. She's an idealist. I understand her point of view, and I think she understands mine. Though she doesn't approve of my dealings, she defends some causes that are dear to me. And now that she owes me, I know I can count on her help. Provided, of course, that what I ask for doesn't offend her vision of the Nauts.
Why did you become a smuggler?
I'd rather not discuss that if you don't mind, especially with someone I barely know. But since you're asking, I haven't always been a smuggler. I used to be a soldier. If you absolutely need a reason for what I do, just tell yourself that I've had my fill of the horrors of war. Or maybe you think I'm a coward, or that I'm only motivated by greed. I am what I am.
I think you mentioned you were a wanted man.
You can't be a smuggler without ending up on the hit list at some point. My trade annoys a lot of people, and the few attacks my friends and I carried out on convoys annoyed them even more. Put all that together and add in my past, and you'll find me at the top of the list. If you needed money, and weren't wanted yourself, you could claim a handsome bounty by turning me in.
I've seen you use magic in battle. A different kind of magic.
Yeah, that's one of life's little jokes. I had no talent for it, or at least I never realized it when I was on the front lines. When I switched careers and my disgust for all that religious garbage was at its peak, I discovered I had a gift. Apparently, the enlightened has a sense of humor. Now, I can do a little magic, but I can't use the rings. Even if I'd had this talent before, I would have never gotten very far in the Mateist hierarchy.
Wow, that's so interesting.
See you later.
Of course.
Alright, Arvida and Sibyl both have something to tell me.
I wanted to tell you how sorry I am about what happened to your friend Shada. Losing her must have been terrible. You were close, and she died in such an unfair, cruel way. I am so sorry for your loss. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'd be very happy to listen.
What were you doing on the ship that kidnapped us, if you didn't approve of their actions?
When you're a common sailor, you can't choose which ship you embark on. And you can't choose your missions, or what you're transporting. Like most Knots, I disapprove of carrying forced passengers. And believe me, I said just that to my captain at the time. But alas, he's the kind of person who puts profit above conscience, enriching the guild rather than adhering to its original spirit. I'll do my best to redeem my people and convince them to stop the trafficking.
This woman should be Admiral.
Have you and Sybil known each other for a long time?
We met a few years ago, when I was a deckhand on the ship that brought her to Alima. We hit it off right away. And we saw each other several times while she was working. We became friends. And when I was looking for a way to get you out of jail, she was the first person who came to mind. She's resourceful, but also funny. You should see her impression of her uncle. She's incredible.
I had no idea there were so many natives of my island on this continent. Did you know?
I suspected as much. I know the ship I served on is far from the only one transporting your people. Transporting. Kidnapping would be more accurate, wouldn't it? However, I would never have imagined that our crimes were so great. And that we'd brought so many here. It shames and angers me. I'm so dreadfully sorry that our guild is involved in this.
What can you tell me about Yuxantis?
Our island is quite far from the mainland. Its land is poor, and its waters are terribly dangerous. Also, the people who live there have always been exceptional fishermen and sailors. Their survival depended on it. This talent made them useful to the mainlanders. And one day, the sailors decided to unite into a guild. And the Knots quickly became not only sailors, but also shipbuilders. We build the ships, weave the sails, and braid the ropes on our island. Nowadays, not all Yuxantians are sailors, but they all still depend on the wealth of our guild. And for those who sail the seas, it's a home port. Their only true home beyond the waves.
You must be very proud to have been named captain.
Oh, of course. And I'm all the more proud that I got my new rank as a result of an achievement. That's not always the case, you know. Sometimes the only thing that counts is your length of service. But this rank offers me such an opportunity. I'll finally be able to make my voice heard on things that are important to me. Maybe I'll be able to convince the guild to stop its involvement in human trafficking. In any case, I'll do everything in my power to make that happen.
Let's see what happens.
What does being a Naut mean to you? I get the impression that when you talk about the Nauts, you talk about them as if they were your clan, your family.
That's true. I don't know what being part of a clan means to you, but the Nauts are my family. Quite literally, to begin with. After all, my family are Nauts, but it's more than just our lineage. The sea, the ships, Euxantis, our knowledge of navigation, and even the rules that govern us are all a part of me. Part of my history. I'm proud to be a Naut. I'm proud to ride the waves. Even if I'm not always proud of the things we agree to do on behalf of others. We're not really a people. The many sea-given who come from around the world are just as much Nauts as I am. The thing that unites us is the belief that we share the sea. The sea is the bond we all share, and Euxantis is our home. I imagine it's an idea that must seem strange to an outsider.
Maybe a little. But your bond with and because of the sea reminds me of the bond we Donegada have with our island. No matter what clan we're from, we all share the same bond with the land of Tir-Fredi. We're all different. And the specific history of our clans makes us unique. Yet we also share a great deal of knowledge. Traditions that are handed down from generation to generation. And our land binds us together, creating a mutual understanding that's deeper than words, and also a sense of belonging.
That's it. That's exactly it. I'm so happy you understand. There are so many people who only see us as merchants on ships, but I think we're much more than that.
Nice.
I won't bother you any longer.
Don't worry. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
I wonder if there are quests for companions, because I found them very interesting and I'd like to know more about them.
If we keep this up, I'll end up becoming a real specialist in escaping prison by any means possible. That being said, I'm really glad that we got my dear Alvida out of this jail.
You seem very proud of your family. They rule over a city, if I understand correctly.
The ancient city of Peren, the oldest inhabited city on the continent, if local legend is to be believed. My family, the de Vesps, have been merchant princes there for generations. No other family in the city would be mad or suicidal enough to claim the title anyway. You see, my family has made assassination their art and manipulation their language. And an unquenchable thirst for power pulses through our veins. However, we are no longer the leaders of the congregation, as Peren has lost some of its influence. That honor belongs to the Dorsays, the princes of Serene. And of course, every member of our family has sworn to take the title from them. My uncle is His Highness Alexandre de Vespe I, assisted in his sinister plans by my cousin Octave, whose name alone is enough to make one tremble in fear. Between you and me, they're all obsessive murderers who have been driven mad by inbreeding and idleness. But their name still opens many doors, which could be useful to us.
You mentioned you were a diplomat in Olima. What exactly was your role?
I was the legate, which is a way of saying I was the congregation's ambassador to Olima, at your service. I represented our nation in this great city, which, while though it's not a capital, is a major city in the Bridge Alliance. My job there was to further the congregation's commercial and diplomatic interests. I had to make sure certain agreements were reached, and sometimes I had to keep others from being signed. It's a rather boring job, to be honest. The only good part about it is that you're invited to attend ever so many parties and banquets.
You called Alvida a good friend. However, did a diplomat and a Naut become close?
I met Alvida when she was a sailor on the ship that took me to Olima. We hit it off quickly, even though it may be hard to believe when you look at me today. I was a little nervous at the idea of being all alone in a foreign country. She introduced me to the beauty of travel and discovery. We met again in Alima later, when she was visiting. During one of our last encounters, she helped me out of a tricky situation, even though she didn't have to. It was the first time someone had done something for me without expecting anything in return. That's rare, especially when you're a Devesp. My, just listen to me, getting all sentimental. The reason doesn't matter much in the end. We're friends, that's all.
What do you think about the Nauts and their city?
I've known the Nauts Guild for a long time, and I've had the opportunity to meet many of its members. But I must admit that it's rather different to see them at home in Euxantis, and to see the organization that governs their world firsthand. Their bizarre hierarchy based on merit, these admirals and ink masters, the library, the shipyard, and this town that seems to be built from old ships. It's so quaint.
How do you always manage to make light of everything that happens? As if nothing really mattered.
Believe me, a lot of things are important to me. But derision and levity have saved my life more than once. When you're born into a family like mine, steeped in conspiracy and surrounded by murder, when tragedy and horror are daily occurrences, humor is the only way to keep from sinking into madness. I've seen firsthand what madness can drive us to. All I had to do was look at my dear cousin Octave. No doubt you had a very different childhood.
It's true. I haven't experienced murder and conspiracy. But things haven't always been perfect. My father died when I was a child. He was killed while out hunting. My mother found his body. She was never the same after that. But despite it all, I was lucky. The whole village was there for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why, but I imagined your life was peaceful before you were taken. We have such an idyllic vision of life on your island. I should have known it was just a fantasy.
Let's talk about it later.
Always at your service.
All right. I think these were all. Oh no. Sibyl has more to say about it.
Now that we're a safe distance from the prison, I imagine you're expecting me to introduce myself? Sybil de Vespe, at your service.
De Vespe? As in the family who rules Peren?
The same. I'm the niece of Prince Alexandre. And in case you were wondering, I'm just as diabolical and manipulative as he is. Everyone fears me. But what about you? Who are you? Some terrible criminal?
I'm Fausta. I was born in Teleme and banished from there as well. I wound up in jail for having seen too much. I was accused of spying for my motherland. You can decide if that's terrible or not.
I must admit, I thought you would have taken flight as soon as you got out of jail.
I'm in good company. Why would I run?
But you must have questions. Who is this mysterious woman, really? How does she manage to remain so elegant after crossing through the sewers in half of Tainea?
Why did you come and free us from prison?
Because it was fun, of course. Like any spoiled noblewoman, I'm desperately bored, and any distraction is welcome. I jest. I simply did my best to respond adequately to my good friend Alvida's request. I wouldn't refuse your thanks, but it would be more fitting for you to thank our kind-hearted Naut.
How did you manage to enter the prison? You didn't poison all the guards.
No, as you were able to see for yourself. It just so happens that I was, a diplomat in Alima. I was a representative of the merchant congregation there. It gave me a number of privileges, including the right to visit most of the city's official buildings.
You seem quite well equipped for a diplomat.
I'm a Devesp. We're born with a sword in one hand and a vial of poison in the other.
Why did you come with us? Someone like you must have better things to do than follow a group of freshly escaped Teofradians.
Better things to do, perhaps, but this journey has an absolutely delicious taste of adventure about it. But alas, the truth is far more mundane. After organizing your escape, it would have been difficult for me to keep my position as a diplomat. And besides, let's just say that Alima's climate was beginning to take a toll on my health.
Let's talk about it later.
Always at your service.
Okay. Alright, I think that's really it. Yep. Alright. Oh, I forgot that I leveled up. Oh, 14 points. Uh, 5 points. Upgrade. Deals path. Applies weakness. Oh, this guy is great as a tank. Nice. Two points. There you go. Pretty powerful. Skills. Double blades. Ooh, nice. I should try them out in battle. Foul blow. Breaks damage and breaks an enemy shield. Yeah. Destroy their shields. Oh yeah. This one's great too. Don't. No. Sure. Oh. Alright. Apparently I am done with you. Okay, you are focused on agility. Need a little bit more HP. And some focus. Alright. Sophia. Sophia is a healer. Nice. I'm gonna switch to her. Oh, nice. I'm going to unlock the use of grenades. Whoa, nice. I'm going to try her out. Don't care about that. I'm gonna take healing, first aid. Sure. Don't really need this. Don't care about that. Unlocks the use of traps. I like that. Applies mark. Applies power to the caster and allies if life is above 50%. Gives a duration of all active favors. Don't really care about that. Going to take this. Oh. And piercing shot. All right. Okay. I'm going to give you a bunch more focus. Because I need your skills badly. You're a fencer, you are using sabers. I did get this. I'm going to take, no, wait. I got this. Apply stun. So I can use this. And then increase critical damage if attacks on a target affected with by stun. Or I could upgrade. No, I'm going to get this. Alright. Alright, that is all for this episode. I have socialized a bunch with my companions, but I find them very interesting. Next time I think we are going to depart the island. Thank you everyone for watching and see you in the next episode. Take care, bye bye.